So there's definitely opportunity in the city. So if you haven't already thought of what business you want to get in, or you're in a business and you want to expand your business, all you have to do is use this. This tells you all the money that we spend in the city of Dallas in the areas that we spend it in. And I'm sorry I'm jumping back and forth, but again, I'm trying to be mindful of your time. It's Saturday, and I know you've heard some great information from Patrick. I mean, it was truly, really good information. I'm actually talking to him to see if he wants to do some presentations within the city. But what you'll notice on this master agreement is if you go all the way over to the fourth, to the last column, you'll see MA purchase limit amount. That's how much the contracts are for. And as you can see, there's several pages of contracts. This is not all of the opportunities with the city. This is just what has already been executed. This is someone is already on contract for these services and goods. The reason we pass this out is because all these contracts expire. So eventually, we're going to need someone else to bid on these contracts again. So you'll notice one of these columns, this 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth column over is the end date for the contract. And usually 6 to 9 months before the contract ends, we'll put it back out for bid. So when you're set up as a vendor with the city, we add codes on your account. The codes tell the city of Dallas what services and goods you provide. So if that code matches this contract, you're going to receive an email to let you know that it's out for bid. You'll see next to the master agreement purchase limit amount, you'll see order total. That's how much the city has spent so far on this contract. And then you have the remaining amount, how much is left. And then you have the encumbrance percentage. That's how much we've spent as well, but it's just a percentage. You'll notice also the buyer is on this paper. And I hope that you reach out to me after this meeting because I'm like really speeding through this information and it's some really good information. But if you're truly looking to, increase, revenue in your business, if you're really trying to do business with the city of Dallas, you definitely want to come and see me so that, we can move you to the next level. But you see the buyer is on here. So the buyer is the kind of the middle person between you and the department. The buyer handles everything for this contract. So the department contacts the buyer and the buyer puts out the advertisement. The buyer gets you all in a room to talk about this contract. The buyer is the one that's reviewing your paperwork once you submit it to the city. So the buyer is a very important person. And as you can see on here, their number is listed. So if you see any contract that you're interested in and you just want to get some information, you can always reach out to our buyers. Now, one thing they will not do is they won't tell you any information that's not public records because they can get into some serious trouble. So if you contact them, you ask them something that they really can't answer, don't see it as rude or, they're not trying to help you. There's some things that they can't talk about. But what you'll notice, on page 1, this buyer is over a lot of things like herbicides and pesticides, animal food, things like that. So you'll see the contracts are kind of grouped by category and commodity. And if you can push this a couple of times until it gets to the buyer information.
Right here?
Yes. Okay. So in the presentation, you'll see outline each buyer and what they're over. Another big spend with the city is ground maintenance, litter pickup, landscaping. So we have hundreds of facilities within the city of Dallas. We have lakes, we have parks, we have the fire department, we have libraries, we have recreation centers, we have facilities, and all these buildings within the city. We need somebody to mow the grass. We need someone to pick up the litter that's in the parks. There's contracts for that. And even if you don't feel that your company is ready to take on a contract like that, get a joint venture. Get everybody in this room to start a business so that you can go after these contracts. And for the amount that these contracts are, it's enough for everyone to be well off, even if you took everybody in this room. So With the city, you know, ground maintenance, again, that's a big spend. We got HVAC, we procure out parking.
Next one.
Yes. Ken Brown, IT services, so network security, server support. He's one of our senior buyers. So if you know anyone that's in the IT services, we have tons of contracts for IT. Eva Badali, she's over social services. So anything like, you know, if we need someone to do educational classes for women with children, or we're needing someone to provide shelter for families that have children with AIDS. We procure out services like that. So we have a lot of community services that we procure. Promotional items. So if you know someone that does pens, like the City of Dallas pens that you have there, we procure that out. Any type of promotional items. Machinery and heavy equipment, we rent that, we purchase it, so we lease that out as well. So anyone that provides any type of industrial equipment, we procure that. Judy, she's another IT buyer, but she handles like mobile tech, cable TV, our city app, our data center, our database. So anyone that does like desktop support services, she would be the buyer that you would reach out to. Herschel Perry, which likes to be called Jerry, he does chemicals, elevators. We just had a bid for the elevators for someone to come in and clean them. Environmental services, waste management, and demolition. Rebecca Parrish, aggregates, janitorial, she's over that contract. Our convention center is one of the largest contracts we have for janitorial. Electricity, fuel. So you kind of see, you know, some of the things that the City of Dallas purchased. It's a little bit of everything. Some of the other areas that we have a big spend on is with our fire department, police department. So usually like their uniforms, that's a big spend with the city. So just kind of going through this, you'll be able to kind of get an idea of what it's like doing business with the city. So if you're thinking about like, what's the next step that I need to take to do business with the city? You would need to fill out this vendor form that I have here that I'll leave on the table. I would recommend, because I kind of rushed through the presentation, schedule an appointment with me. We can do a conference call if, you know, because this is out of Bedford. I don't know how many of you are from Bedford. I know Bedford and the City of Dallas may be a little bit of a commute, but if you want to do a conference call, we can do that. Or if you need to come out, or you want to come out to City Hall, we can do a one-on-one appointment. But you first want to fill this out. And we recommend that you start with the bids that you can submit online. There's some bids where you never have to leave your house. You just submit all your pricing online. So we recommend that you start with those because they're quick bids. The bid comes out for advertisement. Within 5 days, it's going to close and they're going to select who won. Those are really small bids though, like so for the bottled water and like sack lunches and things like that. Yes.
On the small bid, do you have to live in Dallas County?
No. None of our bids, really, you need to live in Dallas County unless it's where they're requesting like fuel. They may need you to be local. But sometimes even with things like that, as long as you're within, you know, so many miles from the city, that's all that matters, that you're close. But no, to bid on City of Dallas contracts, you don't need to be certified as a minority or woman-owned company. Like again, you could have went to business yesterday. You don't have to stay in Dallas County, but you just need to make sure your business is registered. Yes.
Do you need to be bonded for all this, for the small contract? At what point do you need to be bonded?
Usually the contracts that are requests for bid or requests for proposal, so usually contracts that are highly technical in nature, like IT, usually you have to have some type of bonding. A lot of our construction projects, you have to be bonded. Some of these smaller bids, you don't need bonding or insurance. The bids that I was talking about, where you can submit it online, you don't have to be bonded or insured. So, City of Dallas also have a program for minority and women-owned companies. That's where we're trying to make sure that companies that are 51% owned and operated by a minority or a woman have the same chances as everyone else to get contracts with the city. So any contract that's over $50,000, whoever gets that contract has to subcontract out to a certified minority or woman-owned company. So for example, with the janitorial, $22 million contract, 23.8% of that contract has to be subcontracted out to someone that's a minority or a woman. The way that you get recognized as being a certified minority or woman-owned company, there's 3 agencies that's in the presentation that you can reach out to submit your paperwork. What they're trying to do is prove that you are 51% owned and operated by a minority or a woman. So they're going to ask for some personal things, like your birth certificate. They gotta know that it says black, female, that it says Hispanic. It has to have that on your birth certificate to be considered a minority or a woman. They're going to ask for your taxes, if you file taxes. They're going to ask for your lease agreement if you have a building. So there's a few documents that they'll ask for, but typically when you're running a business, those are documents you usually have anyway. So it's just, a matter of making sure that you keep good records of your business. So that's the documents they'll ask for. And I will tell you, when you're listed, not only do you get certified, but you become a member. So for example, with the DFW, Minority Supplier Development Council, they have relationships with private industries. So like your Toyotas, Verizon, AT&T, they have really good relationships with them. So not only do they get you certified, but they help you get contracts. So there are some certification agencies that do a little bit more than just certify you. Now that was a lot of information, I feel. But you have copies of the presentation. I try to pretty much cover everything that's listed in here. Also, another part that I didn't go over, any of our contracts that are over $50,000, we have pre-bid meetings. That's where you come to City Hall and you can meet with any of the companies that are interested in bidding on the contract. You can talk with them and network to see if maybe they're interested in working with you, maybe subcontracting with you on a project. The department comes out, is requesting the service as well, so it's a good time to meet those who are responsible for making the purchases in that department. All the pre-bid meetings, they're actually listed in our procurement system, and usually I get to, really dig deep and show you even how to use the system, but, again, we're kind of pressed for time. You also see in the presentation, there's a slide like on page 5 that gives you a breakdown of our spend by ethnicity and gender. It's really small. So what I'll do is I'll get with Patrick and I will send this presentation to you so that you can see it a little bit better. But that particular slide, can you kind of go back a little bit? It's going to be a really colorful slide.
If you really want.
Colorful slide. There you go. So this gives you a breakdown of our spend by ethnicity. For the African American, for example, in construction, only 5.5% is being contracted to them. You say, why is only 5.5% being contracted to African Americans? Well, you got to bid. You have to submit your paperwork. You got to participate. So you have to go after these bids for that number to change. So, again, you're getting all this information. I'm providing this information to you because we need that number to go up. And part of the reason why that number may not be going up is because no one knows about the opportunities in the city. You have that master agreement that has been going on for years, and there's a lot of very successful businesses that, you know, have been doing things on their own, never really tapped into the government. But, you know, you have the skills, you're professionals, you're, you know, experienced in what you do. There's no reason whatever that you're doing with, you know, other businesses and other companies you can't do with the city of Dallas. So, you know, even if you, let's say, have been in IT for 10 years and you've worked for a company and you decided to, you know, start your own company, we look at that 10 years that you've done work with that previous company as experience. So even though your business has not been around for a long time, you still know what you're doing because you were doing it before. We look at your resume. So if on your resume it shows that you've been in the industry, you know, we take that into consideration too. But, you know, this information that you're getting, I really hope that you start doing business with the city of Dallas. And I rush through the information, but again, I do one-on-one appointments. So I'm really interested in, you know, getting some of that money for yourself because the money is being spent. And you would like to, you know, take dabs in there, get a little bit of it. You know, just schedule the appointment with me because I will walk you through how to actually submit bids with the city of Dallas and hopefully you'll win some contracts. And I think that is it. Do anyone have any questions over what I went over? You understand, you know, doing the vendor registration form, I was recommend setting
One
that
last
one
question from my
Yes.
brother here. He says a question that I'm asking for him.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm asking for him.
We have to do that
Okay.
sometimes.
Yeah, when I start, what's location, how do you call it? Taxi location business, things like that.
Rental.
To rent the cars,
Yeah, taxi.
to get taxis.
Yeah.
Do you have a business like that, you know? You need
Yes.
some cars for a moment?
So if you've been watching the news, you'll know a lot of things that the city of Dallas is purchasing or going to purchase. And I'm gonna get back to your question. So did you guys hear when the 911 system was sounding off the sirens for no reason?
Yeah.
There
That
was
was
a
on
procurement,
Wednesday.
right, there was a procurement out that went out a proposal to fix it. Did you hear about the lady that got mauled by the dogs? There was a procurement out to fix that. So for your taxi service, the city of Dallas right now, we have these bikes that you can rent.
I just saw it.
Right, that you
Colorful.
yeah, you enter your credit card, put your credit card in the app or whatever, and you're able to ride around on the bikes. Same thing for the taxis. If you want the city of Dallas maybe to rent your taxi so that it can be utilized within downtown, we can do that as well. So taxi services, there's someone right now that literally has a golf cart. And he's renting that out, trying to rent that out to the city. So that, you know, the city of Dallas downtown is hectic, it's crazy. There's cars everywhere, you go this way, you can't go that way. So it's really confusing. So what he's doing, he has a golf cart and you text him, I want to go.
That's just how we feel. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? For thinking that we could be something for real? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. Now am I wrong? Am I wrong? For trying